and welcome back everyone. Today I have a new card making tutorial, and this time I am featuring our Flowers Are Happiness clear stamps, and I have a plethora of different Remarks pigment inks, all in some very happy springtime colors. I have my card all ready to go. I've already attached my background, this nice kind of distressed barn wood to it. It will be opening horizontal. All my little die cuts from my Cricut machine. And you might be wondering what these little wooden scraps are. These are actual thinly cut crafting wood slices that have an adhesive backing on them. And I have it in 2 different shades. This is something that is optional because there is cardstock available with a printed wooden pattern. The only difference with what I have here is that it is an actual wood sample rather than just a screen printed pattern. So this is going to create sort of like shelves on my card so that my little flowers and bottles can sit on those shelves. And then I will have some space to adorn with my Live Life in Full Bloom. So with that said, I'm gonna get started, and I am going to set this aside, open up my stamps. My plan today is to utilize all of my different pigment inks to create some really fun colors and not rely as heavily on markers or watercolors or things of that nature. I think with my bottles, I am going to also make them different colors and then therefore correspond with my little flowers, just to add some more color because we are working with some really neutral patterns here. So let's find my bottles. Here I have 4 different kinds of bottles, but if you wanted to use just the same ones over again, that's totally fine. But just for some more variety. And then I have my Live Life in Full Bloom. But I think I'm going to start with this kind of short, wide, kind of reminds me of a mason jar. And this pigment ink today is Robin's Egg Blue. And just like how it's titled, it looks just like it. Not bad. If there is something that's just a little off with some of your cutouts, you can just take a scissors and snip that right off. Let's see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's where you can have some fun. If you have a steady hand or really enjoy mixing inks, what you can do is just use like the corner of the ink pad to ink up the flowers and get that nice and saturated. And if you wanted, you can take the time and actually wipe off and layer. I'm gonna try it, see what happens. This is another great way to add additional color to your cards, especially if you aren't very confident in, let's say, your markers, watercolors, colored pencils. This is a good alternative. Now that I have all my pieces, I'm just going to kind of push those up to the top. And I'm going to start building my little shelves. I'm thinking that I want to have it almost be like a staircase. So have one tier in this brown and then overlap it with this light color. So, again, doing my handy dandy eyeball. I think I'm actually just going to follow these lines. I don't think I want it to go all the way, because then I just have this weird cutoff. So we're just going to go with it. As always, I'm going to place all of my items so that I can see them. And here's where you can start making decisions. Do you want your flowers to go behind the vase or in front of? Personally, I think I like in front of. Or you could just stamp right onto this. You don't even have to have these cutouts. And with that said, I think I'm done. My best advice, if you ever feel like something just isn't going your way with the card, is to try a different approach. Here I had my Live Life in Full Bloom, but something about it just wasn't quite speaking to me in the way that I wanted it to. So what I ended up doing is I just took a scrap strip of paper, cut a little triangle at the end to make it look like a banner, and I did my own handwriting in a small fine tip pen and just wrote out the same saying. In addition, I added my little pearl embellishments and made some of my focal points pop up with my little foam feet. So if something, again, is ever bothering you, change it up, try something else, and you may surprise yourself with the results. However, if that doesn't happen to you, great, all the power to you on your creative journey. With that said though, we would love to see what you will make using our clear stamp sets. So Share your photo on social media and tag us in a hashtag stamp with us. Again, that's hashtag stamp with us. We would love to see what you will create next. As always, thank you for joining us.